about how you handle the classic expired objection of what are you going to do different than the last agent to get my home sold? Or what are you going to do different than all the other agents? Here's a real simple answer to that question. Whenever they ask the question, you're talking to an expired listing, you've called them on the phone and they say, well, what are you going to do different than the last agent? Well, what I'm going to do different than the last agent is I'm going to actually get your home sold. Because that is what you're looking for, right? And see, what that answer does is it does several things. One, it communicates confidence in getting the result. You see, if a seller is motivated to sell their house, what they really want is the result. They're not so concerned about the process, about the bells and whistles, if they're confident that you can actually deliver the results. So when you answer their question or handle their objection that way, you do several things. One, you give them a very direct, confident answer that speaks to what they actually are looking for, which is, I'm going to get your home sold, because that is what you're looking for, correct? So I'm actually answering their question. The second thing I'm doing is I am answering their question with an answer, and then I'm tagging on or following it with another question. You see, whenever you're interacting with a buyer or seller, the one who is in control is the one who is asking the questions. And whenever a buyer or seller gives you an objection, when they ask you a question, they put themselves in control. The way you lead them is by answering their question, addressing their question, and then following it with another question. So when they say, well, what are you going to do different? I'm going to answer their question, which is, I'm going to get your home sold, and then I'm going to follow with a question. Because that is what you're looking for, correct? And then whenever there's really not a whole lot of answers they can give to that other than saying, well, yeah, that's what we want. And then they may say, well, but how are you going to do that? You know what, that's a great question, because that is what you do want to get your home sold, right? Great. And when we meet, we'll go over in detail how I'm going to make that happen. So which would be a better time for you to get together with me? I could come out this evening at 6 or would tomorrow at 2 be better? You close for the appointment because you've addressed their answer. You got them saying yes to you by saying that is what you're looking for, correct? When you master that art of confidence, of handling their questions, of handling their objections, giving them another answer, and then closing for it. Master that process, master that script, and it will make you powerful and unstoppable.